we will see about part 2 of the debugging process. So, what are the something good things about debugging is that, like, how do you know that something is wrong with your function? So there are like multiple test cases you need to write when you are debugging for bugs, debugging for bugs in your code. So what was your input and how did you call the function? What was the result that you were expecting? Output messages or any other results, like, and what was the actual result that you got? And how does what you get differ from what you were expecting? Were your expectations correct in the first place? Can you reproduce the problem exactly in the same way? These are all some things you need to think about before going to the debugging process. So what are there are some primary functions tools for debugging functions in R programming. There is this traceback. So traceback, what it normally does is that it prints out the function call stack after an error occurs. So it doesn't do anything, but it just tells you like what are the steps that happened when the code was run. So you will be able to trace back exactly step by step what really happened when the execution of the code. Debug, it flags a function for debug mode, which allows you to step through execution of a function one line at a time. And browser, it suspends the execution of a function wherever it is called, and it puts the function in debug mode. So debug mode is flags a function, but browser it actually suspends the execution of a function when it is called and puts the function in debug mode. So trace, it allows you to insert debugging code into a function at specific places. And recover allows you to modify the error behavior so that you can browse the function call stack. So these are interactive tools specifically designed to allow you to pick through a function. There's also the more blunt technique of inserting print cat statements in the function. So you can optimize or customize according to your wish. So traceback. So when you use mean of x and error in mean of x object x not found, so traceback will list. Now here we have only used one line mean of x, so it traceback gives you the step one as mean of x. If there are like multiple steps executed, to list all the steps that are in the code. For example, a linear model of y as y to x. So error in evaluation expression environment enclosed object y not found. So you will see that the object y does not exist, but there is an error. That's the reason for the error. But when you trace back, so it will give you, it starts with the line first in eval of expression. This eval of prediction various data environmental was. These are the functions that were called when you type linear model of y to x. So model.frame.default formula y to x, drop.unused levels true, model.frame formula y to x. So this is actually in the reverse level. That's the reason it's called traceback. So actually the execution started from here, lm of y to x till this. So this was the last line, and in this, if environment variables y is not found, and hence the error in evaluation expression environment enclosed object y not found. So now the debug code. The debug of LM will give you debugging in LM of y to x, debug return x to x, return y to y, cl match.call, z $qr equal to null, and browse of 2. It goes to the next line. So debug is a function which used to, it gives you line by line of the call. So again, the continuing the previous code from browse to. So if we have browse to n, debug return x to x, and each and every single call has been y is given to y, n match.call expand on dots, and in this region till this the match it's matching for the arguments that exist for y and x. So recover. So options of error equal to recover. So read.csv of no such file, which means I'm just indicating that there is no such file in the directory. So I'm just using the recover. So error in file of RT cannot open the connection. In addition, a warning message in the file file comma rt, it cannot open the file no such file because there is no such file or directory that exists. I'm just given the name as no such file. So enter a frame number or 02 exists. So read.csv of no such file, read.table of file equal to file, header equal to header, scp equal to scp, quote equal to quote, equal to file.rt selection. So with this, we come to the end of debugging. Using debug, recover, and trace back, you'll be able to optimize the debugging process much more further. So in the summary, you're going to have three main indications of a problem or condition: message, warning, error. Only an error is fatal, but the message and warning will allow the execution of the program, even though there is some mistake or some kind of warnings. Warnings might you may, if you are aware of it, you can ignore, but it always instructed to take care of the warnings as well. When analyzing a function with a problem, make sure you can reproduce the problem, clearly state your expectations and how the output differs from your expectation. So interactive debugging tools, traceback, debug, browser trace, and recover can be used to find problematic code and functions. Debugging tools are not a substitute for thinking. So that's it. We are done with debugging, and with this, we'll close the debugging process.